Hi guys, welcome to this mini series that is all about your hips. Yes, so today we're going to be looking at hip CARS movements, and that's just really a snazzy way of saying sort of a rotation at the hip. CARS stands for controlled articular rotations. So it's kind of a technical term that's used to describe this movement or exercise. But the premise behind it is it's going to help with the mobility, the sort of flexibility as such in the hip, but really importantly, also the strength. Sometimes you might think that your hips aren't very flexible because they feel tight, but actually, tightness can quite often indicate that you actually have weakness there as opposed to just needing more flexibility. So, you might be doing lots of yoga and stretching, trying to help with that tightness, not understanding that actually you need to build the strength there. So these movements are going to help with all those elements. So let's get started. We're going to begin on the ground on all fours. So firstly, finding our foundations in our all fours, box position, tabletop position, whatever you want to call it. We're actually going to tuck the toes underneath. And with any postures like this, you're roughly checking that your shoulder and your wrist are aligned, and roughly that your hips and your knees are aligned. Also, spread the fingers, that's going to help with balance, and roughly having the index fingers facing forward as well. Draw the navel into the spine, take a couple of breaths, and then we're going to start moving. So these hip CARS are not going to be particularly easy. They also might feel a little bit crunchy, and they may make you fatigue quite quickly. You may feel the wobbles and the shakes, and that's perfectly normal. So just do as many as you can. And obviously, if you get any pain, as in complete, a pain that doesn't feel right, don't carry on. Stop and seek some advice from your physio or your doctor. So take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift up your right foot and leg. You're going to keep the knee bent and lift it up to roughly hip height. From here, we're going to open out to the side and actually bring the knee and ankle in alignment out to the side here, a little bit like, not very glamorous, but like a dog peeing on something. And then you're going to bring that knee towards the elbow and circle it down. So the next time that we go, I really want you to focus on making sure you're not bending into it, leaning over, sort of adjusting, because we really want the movement to be coming from the hip. And this is something I'm still working on, so we will practice this together. Nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, lifting that right foot up to about hip height or wherever you can get to. Then taking it slowly out to the side, really trying to keep your foundations nice and still, up to the elbow, and then circling it down. Whew, it is tough. Let's move on to the other side. If you need to have a little break, have a little pause, if you want to catch your breath, do that now. Just pause the video and then move on to the other side with me when you're ready. And if you're ready to go on this side, we're going to be lifting up the left leg. So just check all your foundations again. And then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and start to lift the left knee and foot up. Bringing the knee to about hip height. Again, taking it out to the side. Now you might feel some differences from side to side. Taking it out to the elbow. Oh, nice big clunk in my hip. And then down. So I actually find that this side on my left is a little weaker than my right. Could be that I'm right-handed. I don't know. Maybe I walk and do things a little bit more so with my right leg. Let's do that once more. Really trying to keep that movement just isolated to the hip. So if we need to take it a little lower or a little smaller to stay really still, let's do that. Bring that down. So as I said, this is something that actually I'm working on at the moment, and I don't find it particularly easy, but I know it's doing great work because I can feel it in my hips. I can actually feel almost a bit like if I'd been doing loads of squats, I might feel it in my legs and in my glutes. I can feel this actually the next day, and even today I can feel it as I'm doing it. So you can also go forward with that movement. So if we come onto this right side again, all the same setup. And instead of moving back, you can actually draw the knee forwards towards the elbow, out to the side, back and down. So what you might want to do is a couple of those on each side as well. So you've moved backwards and forwards just to really get that hip rotation really working in this posture. So now we're going to move up to standing, and we're going to give it a go standing up and incorporating a tiny bit of balance with it as well. So foundations are feet are going to be firmly pressed into the ground. That's pressing down all the toes, particularly the big toe, which really helps with balance. And also seeing if you can almost spread the toes out. Toes spread out, and it's something I'm going to talk more about, is actually a really good way of helping with balance. Much like when we're on all fours and we're spreading the fingertips, the same principle applies for the toes. So see if you can do that. And then you're going to have a softness in the knees. So if I show you from the side, no locked out knees. It's not good for knee health and joint health, but also it is not great because we're not using leg muscles. So a softness in the knees is going to help with that. It's going to help with the joint health, but also it's going to help you to use those big, powerful leg muscles. Pressing the feet into the ground, we're going to start off by lifting our right leg. So let's do the same as we did before. So firstly, just bring the weight over to that left side, peel the right foot up off the ground, and we're going to move forwards first of all. So arms can come out to the sides, or you can even bring them to the hips. And again, we're trying to keep the torso nice and still. So lifting that up, taking a bend in the knee, bringing the knee to about hip height. We're then going to open out like the page of a book. Again, trying to keep still in the torso. Then we're going to try and recreate that sort of peeing dog movement. So we're going to flick up the ankle slowly. See if we can bring it to about the same height as the knee. I can't just yet. Circle it round, bring it behind. Try not to lean forwards too much. Lift it behind and lower it down. Let's go again. Lifting up, opening out, keeping that softness in the knee. Bring the ankle to knee height, circling round and coming down. Ooh, I was getting the wobbles and the shakes there. So we can also move backwards. I find this a little bit more challenging. So again, bring your weight into the left foot. Start to peel the right foot off the ground. You'll need to take a bend in the knee and almost bring it forwards as if you were going to move forwards. But then we're going to take it behind. So take a bend in the knee. Start to bring the foot backwards. Try not to lean forwards too much. You want to keep that tall torso. You're going to bring it out to the side. Woo. Open up to that like the page of a book. And then close that in and down. Let's do that one more time. Taking that foot back, bend at the knee, out to the side, up like the page of a book open, and round. Boy, oh boy, can I feel that. My little hips are going to be sore tomorrow. So let's move on to the other side. We don't want the left leg being missed out. Feel free to take some little shakes through the legs, through the hips. Give me a nice little hip shimmy. The more bottom wiggle I can see, the better. The more jiggling. So nice looseness. And then we are going to move on to the other side. So pressing the right foot down and lifting up that left foot. Again, this is my weaker side. So really trying to work with keeping the torso still as I open up like the page of a book. See, my body wants to move a little bit here as I bring the ankle up. Circle round, try not to kick my plants. And then down. Once more, coming forwards, opening up, bringing the ankle higher, circling back, and down. Let's go the other way. So peel that foot up, take it back. You're lifting that ankle, taking the knee out like a page of a book, closing it in, and down. This is really tough on this side for me. Once more. Fighting the urge to move the torso. So give that a go in those two variations. Like I said, when you're standing, feel free to bring your hand onto something. If balance is something that you're working on, don't sacrifice the movement just to try and balance. Bring your hand onto something, really focus on that movement. If not, you can always come down and just do that on the hands and knees. It's the same movement, it's the same sort of rotation that you're getting there. So maybe start on the hands and knees and then work your way to standing with the hand on something, and then start to bring yourself further and further away so you're getting a bit more balance there. Like I said, it's so important to have strong hips. I can't say it enough. And I know that for those of you that are joining me online for classes, you know how much I talk about squeezing the muscles, working the muscles, and engaging them throughout your practice so that we're not just super bendy people. We actually have tone, we have strong and healthy bodies. So give this a go and feel free to give me feedback on how you get on with this. I'd love to see you trying out these hip cars, so please feel free to share anything, and remember to put any little snippets that you'd like to share on social media, and I hope to see you on here in the next video very soon. Take care guys, bye.